Yo, what's up everybody? This is your man Valentino45. I'm coming in with a post this time about a bit of an idol of mine. I've just always been a fan, and I've been meaning to do this post. Actually, I wanted to do it on the 17th of May 2026. Technically, it's already too late. For the 30th anniversary of the passing of a man born John Watson Jr., also known as Johnny Guitar Watson. So, yeah, I've always been a fan. Now, always is a bit of an overstatement, but probably for a good 25 years now. And I've put together a little selection of stuff I own and have owned. This is a 73 release of his, which I was very happy to acquire on eBay in the early days of eBay. Funnily enough, I've actually marked it with the purchase price and the date of purchase. Very happy with this, and yeah, I'm going to pull out a couple of records and walk you through a bit of his history, just to honor the man and yeah, his wide influence on blues, funk, disco, you name it. And February 3rd in 1935, Johnny was born to a father and a mother, married in Texas somewhere. Houston. His father was a pianist and taught his son the instrument. And his grandfather, a preacher, told him, only play the guitar in church and don't ever play none of that devil music. Anyway, this isn't really working. I printed out some bits here from Wikipedia. Thank you at this point for the wealth of information on this great cat. Early career, he had moved to Los Angeles after his mother and father divorcing in 1950. He was 15 at the time, and this brought him to LA, where he won a few talent shows, which eventually led to employment with a few jump-style blues bands such as Chuck Higgins's Mellow-Tones and Amos Milburn's bands. He worked as a vocalist, pianist, and guitarist. He quickly made a name for himself in the African-American juke joints of the West Coast, where he first recorded for Federal Records in 1952. I'm very happy to present to you his first known recording on Federal as a reproduction 7-inch. It is a fabulous piece of instrumental guitar, and where he would showcase some of his sheer off-the-wall madness on the instrument, which he would keep for all of his career, as far as I can tell. His attacking style of playing without a pick resulted in him often needing to change the strings on his guitar once or twice a show because he stressified on them so much, as he put it. So this is the 54 instrumental single space guitar. It was his first recording, and he toured and recorded with his friend Larry Williams, as well as Little Richard, Don Dewey, the Olympics, Johnny Otis, and in the mid-70s with none other than David Axelrod. I didn't know that. In 75, he was a guest performer on 2 tracks, flambe vocals on the out choruses of San Bernardino and Andy on the Frank Zappa album One Size Fits All. I'm pretty sure that album spawned a single featuring him called Down in France, which is a highly X-rated number. Can only advise on checking out. So this is Larry Williams here, of course, his old friend. But yeah, the 84 recording of In France, officially by Frank Zappa, featuring Johnny, is a real treat. Couldn't locate the 12-inch. The man, pictured alongside none other than Captain Beefheart. I believe this is being reissued soon. Not the greatest album in the world, but yeah, got this for good measure. There you go. Where were we? David Axelrod in '75 as a guest performer on 2 tracks. He also played with Herb Alpert and George Duke, of course. I became of this recording, I think it was the late 90s, when I had the great luck of purchasing this factory sample of I Love the Blues, She Heard My Cry. It must be the UK factory sample. Nevertheless, a wonderful piece, some absolutely stunning lineup, and never really occurred to me how many giants are featured on here. From Ndugu Chancellor to Lee Ritenour, Flora Purim, Ruth Copeland? No, that couldn't be Ruth Copeland, could it? I think that's like another Ruth. Byron who? Byron Miller on bass. Ayrton Moreira. Yep, there you have it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What really stuck out for me on this, check out I Love the Blues, She Heard My Cry. I think it may be the only one featuring Johnny Guitar Watson on this beautiful LP. He also played with Herb Alpert and George Duke. But as the popularity of the blues declined and the era of soul music dawned in the 1960s, Watson transformed himself from southern blues singer with pompadour into urban soul singer in a pimp hat. His new style was emphatic, wearing gold teeth, broad-brimmed hats, flashy suits, fashionable outside sunglasses, and ostentatious jewelry. Let's see if we can try to emphasize that style of his on Funk Beyond the Hot Call of Duty, of course. He'd changed bands by then, I guess. I wanted to kind of make a link to Andre Lewis, which he had recorded some early cuts, really beautiful cuts. Also, of course, the Noise Must Go. You can stay, son, but the noise must go. I recently found out that that was actually a re-recording on his second Fantasy LP. Unfortunately, I don't have it here at the moment, but I should actually have. No, it's even another one. You treat me like I'm not your man. Is that one here? Anyway, you're getting me all muffled here. Second LP on Fantasy. You can stay, son, but the noise must go. Big Cadillac setting him sitting in it with his guitar. Wilma, I believe he titled her. And yeah, great track, made a real impact. I think a lot of people remember this line. You can stay, son, but the noise must go. Gonna move into a new apartment. And yes, so this is his new style, and of course this Maxane producer and band leader Andre Lewis also made a big impact on me. I happened to find 3 of her LPs. Maxane featuring Andre Lewis. Just a little side note here. These are an offshoot of Johnny's former bandmate, going a little bit solo as far as I could tell. I mean, he was a multi-instrumentalist who had discovered some digital music making and synthetic music making in the mid-70s and really reinvented himself into a sort of Prince-style persona. I mean, he was doing everything. He was playing the Moog, some Park Box, and would often just have a drummer on his recordings and a couple of session musicians, namely Emery Thomas. I'm not quite sure where this guy came from. Emery Thomas, drums, belltree, cavasses, whistles and sirens, then a few horns, and Johnny playing Fender Rhodes synthesizer guitars, Hammond organ, Moog bass, congas, agudo, and singing. So yeah, what more can you ask for? Under new management from Dick James. Brought some great product. He modified his music accordingly. His album, Ain't That a Bitch, I can't find that at the moment, included funk blues singles Superman Lover and I Need It, and A Real Mother For You from 77 fused funk and blues. Reviewing A Real Mother For You, Robert Christgau wrote in Christgau's record guide, Rock Albums of the 70s. Watson has been perfecting his own brand of easy listening funk for years, and this time he's finally gone into the studio with his guitar Freddie and his drummer Emery and a bunch of electric keyboards and come up with a whole album of good stuff. The riff-based tracks go on too long but go down easy, and the lyrics have an edge. Granted, Watson can't match George Benson's chops, but this is dance music. Chops would just get in the way. And I prefer his Lou Rawls without pipes to Benson's Stevie Wonder. Ditto. The title track, A Real Mother For You, released in 1977, was Watson's highest charting single. I often come across UK copies of this. Maybe I was buying in UK at the time, but it's not a US one. That's actually a US, yeah. Not the biggest fan of this material, but hey, I've had them all, I think. But sometimes you pass some up and acquire new ones. There's another one, Love Jones. Also not one of my favorites, but yeah, it's just, they grow on you. I can only advise checking some out. Watson's album Love Jones was released in 1980. The death of his friend Larry Williams by gunshot in 1980 and other personal setbacks led to Watson briefly withdrawing from the spotlight in the 80s. I got caught up with the wrong people doing the wrong things, he was quoted as saying by the New York Times. The release of his album Bow Wow in 1994 brought Watson more visibility and chart success than he had ever known. The album received a Grammy Award nomination. In a 1994 interview with David Ritz for liner notes to the funk anthology, Watson was asked if his 1980 song Telephone Bill anticipated rap music, to which he replied, "Anticipated? I damn well invented it. And I wasn't the only one. Talking rhythms, lyrics to a groove is something you'd hear in the clubs everywhere from Macon to Memphis. Man, talking was always the name of the game. When I sing, I'm talking in melody. When I play, I'm talking with my guitar. I may be talking trash, baby, but I'm talking." So yeah, that was just a little excerpt from his interview. And I wanted to present a personal favorite. It's a nice downbeat stepper called I Ain't Moving of a LP, which is a little average, I have to admit. I think I passed it up. So yeah, this one's still in the box all the time. And Clone, yes, of course, it's from Clone Communication. So yeah, 15 minutes nearly up. I think I will keep it at that. As for his passing, I wanted to commemorate his passing, of course. Watson died of a heart attack while on tour on May 17th, 1996. 30 years yesterday. Collapsing on stage at the Ocean Boulevard Blues Cafe in Yokohama, Japan at around 7:40 a.m., I guess. No, p.m., of course, it must have been in the evening. When performing his first verse of Superman Lover, his first song of the night. He made a gesture as if pushing the microphone stand towards the audience with his hand on his chest and fell down on his back. He was pronounced dead at a nearby hospital less than 2 hours later. 2 days afterward, one of the Watson bandmates told the audience, Johnny once said if he were to die, he wanted to die on stage. He was 61. Thank you all for listening. It's been a long time coming, this. Made a bit of a mess of it, but there you go. Done. Bless your heart, Johnny. Forever. Big love from the Funk Freaks gang. Especially Valentino 45 for Funk Freaks Bowling. Salute the master.